hey there, champions, and welcome back to the Crystals, a Paladins-themed award show to show some recognition to those of you out there in the community and all the hard work that you've done. You gave us nominees. The Evil Mojo guys went ahead and picked them up as to who would be the finalists, and then you voted for your winners of each category. And for this one, we're looking at the streaming awards, those streamers out there and what they have done. The Clip of the Year, your International Streamer of the Year, and your Streamer of the Year are the ones we're going to be looking at. So first and foremost is Clip of the Year. There's a lot out there that can come through, but you had 4 nominees, 4 clips that rose above the rest. Unbelievable Creepers, Squixo, and Carefree Avery on that list. The winner, taking home their second award for the Crystals, is gonna be Creepers.
Execute! Execute! Thank you so much for voting for me on the Clip of the Year. You guys are awesome. All I can say right now is that I will be trying harder and harder next year to make even more awesome clips for you guys. And, well, if you want to join me on that little ride to get the amazing clips, by all means, just follow my 2 channels down here and join my streams. I'll see you guys there. Again, thank you so much for the votes, and I'll see you in game.
It's going to be hard to top there, Creepers. I mean, a hexakill, it literally doesn't count higher than that. Maybe you'll just have to give us more next year. We'll see what you're able to provide as it goes forward. But speaking of going forward, now we're going to be moving on to the International Streamer of the Year. Again, a lot of big names out there across the world that stream Paladins. Alive, TTV, Gloozy, NTBs, and Tardan made it into your top 4, but only one can win. And it's the Donut Queen herself, Gloozy, who's going to be taking home International Streamer of the Year. We got a couple of words from Gloozy herself as well.
Look what we won! I still can't believe this. Some amazing content creators were on the list with me. So when they told me that we won, I was like, I can't say thank you enough to everyone who voted for me on the Crystals as International Streamer of the Year. Thank you so much. You're all so amazing. I'm so thankful to have you all and to be able to rely on all your love and support. It has been a crazy ride, honestly, because I've been part of the Paladins community now for over 5 years. And thanks to that, I've also been able to build my own community. Big shout out to Paladins and to my awesome donut family community. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Gloozy. I'm also known as a Donut Queen because that's kind of my brand. I'm a Spanish girl living in Belgium, and a full-time content creator thanks to all of you. So feel free to join our donut squad anytime. Mwah. Love you all.
Well, congratulations once again, Gloozy. Great streams. I recommend you go and check them out and maybe join the Donut Squad as you do. But now we're moving forward to Streamer of the Year. Again, a lot of big names that were out there nominated for this, but only 4 that were able to become finalists. I Dodge Bullets, Cyberbolt, Unbelievable, and Z1 Unknown. And your winner for Streamer of the Year is none other than Z1 Unknown. Congratulations on Z1 for being able to win this. I mean, above and beyond a lot of streams, a great creator who has been doing it for quite a while as well. So make sure you check him out, but also make sure you check out the other nominees from all of this. It's been a great awards. Congratulations once again to everyone who won. But that's gonna do it for the Crystals here. So thank you for tuning in. Go check out these content creators as always, and we'll see you later.
And just like that, we are in the final set of Paladins for this competitive year, the Brazilian finals, Parallax up against Carnage. But before we get there, let me tell you about our partnership with SteelSeries here for this event. If you got a Paladins fan in your life, I'm straight up stealing this from Finch because it was very good. It's that time of year to buy gifts for those in your life. And if you got a Paladins fan in your life, I'm sure they'll appreciate a mouse pad or some speaker tags. Go on to steelseries.com and pick something up for the Paladins fan in your life. And I know I've got a Paladins fan with me here.
I'm a Paladins fan. I'm a Paladins fan.
You're right. You're a Paladins fan. You're in my life. Maybe I'll buy you a mouse pad or a speaker tag.
I need one, dude. Gore. This thing's abysmal.
I know. I had to buy a giant one for my desk because I don't know. We'll get there. Well, another day we'll talk about our mouse pads and how bad we need them. Maybe SteelSeries.com is where we can go. Gore, we move in to the final set here in Brazil, and we are moving into Game 2. That's important to remember here. Carnage Gaming, massive advantage. Think about this. You're going up against Parallax Gaming, and you only need to win 2. Parallax have to win 3. That's got to feel good if you're Carnage.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Again, the winner's advantage is getting that map. That's what they earned earlier by beating Parallax Gaming. Is now having a little bit less work to do in the finals for them. And they won 2 in a row at the beginning of that set.
That's
so
right.
theoretically, we might be able to see Carnage Gaming find themselves a sweep. Parallax, though, have lost 1 set in, I'm going to add this as a week, 16 weeks of play, if you include all of Phase 2. They have lost an individual set, and that was earlier today against Carnage. It's not something you can bet on happening every single time, but you do know that it is something that there is on their mind, weighing against them, that Carnage is the team that was able to do it, and that has to come up here. And the fact that Carnage played so well in those games, even though they lost 2 of them and maybe fumbled a little bit with it, they were still able to take it home and find exactly what they needed to win throughout all of that. And that's a little frightening. There's a lot to ban here, but because they've already played them, it's kind of like they have that warm-up. They've got 5 games experience as to how to beat Parallax now that they can apply right here.
Giving yourself that free win, cannot understate how important that is. And we will go to Jaguar Falls. First map overall. Carnage Gaming take away Ice Mines and Frog Isle. Shatter Desert Warder's Gate banned out by Parallax Gaming. Unsure as to whose map pick this is. I would raise my eyebrows if this was Carnage Gaming because of just how flawless Parallax Gaming just looked on this map. So, if you're Parallax, I mean, you picked this for yourself for good reason, or if it's picked against you, it is a Parallax pick. We've just gotten confirmation. So Parallax picked Jaguar Falls, and I think for good reason, Gore. Let's get our momentum flowing here already in Game 1.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that comes through. You get that map advantage, yes, but first pick for maps at least will go over to Parallax. And then I believe because it'll hit map 3, we'd go into loser's pick right after this. So Parallax get that advantage. And like you said, we just got to watch it. I mean, it was a very fast game, very well-controlled game. And there's a few things that you can ban here. It was Bomb King and Willow is what In Control had decided to get rid of. But I think Parallax showcased that they don't necessarily need those to make it work. Bomb King going to be taken off the board again, but I'm thinking of the ROM, I'm thinking of that Zen. Those two really help drive it home. Midhouse Cassie as well fit perfectly with them. I think they're flexible enough here that they're not going to sweat it. I wouldn't be surprised for a ROM first pick.
Look at the kind of adaptation from Carnage Gaming here. Think back to what In Control banned on this map. It was the Bomb King, then the Willow as well. Parallax Gaming wasn't really concerned about either of those, I suppose. We'll see if the Willow was a warranted ban by In Control, if Parallax maybe go to that later on. But obviously the EV for a Spexy just carries so much weight. Carnage don't want to deal with it. Rom, though, first pick overall here, and then Gore. Now, this is not so much just dipping into a Spexy's champion pool. It's also giving yourself something on Carnage with this Mave, something you know you have players can perform on.
And it's good, especially when you ban out the EV because you control what is the one-on-one conversion, like the other flank that keeps up. But it's bad because it's Jag Falls. This is not necessarily one of the best maps for Maeve. She's not the worst on this map, and we've seen her work today even, where it can be game-changing for you. But Xin, your Kogas, your Taluses, all of which come out, I think, a little bit stronger here. So I don't know that it hurts Parallax as much as you would like to. It does, however, like you say, give a big boon to Carnage Gaming. It's a very big pickup for Ares, if that's the route he wants to go, but it's a pickup for their team that fits really well, and will do well against the Rom and Ashe. Honestly, I think we might have seen it earlier, but going for something like an Execute against them wouldn't be the worst idea just because of how oppressive these tanks are.
Io falls down to a later on ban here, Gore. Interesting to say the least. And I suppose that's sort of what we've started to see over here in Brazil, where we want to get our tanks and our damage dealers. Those are the most important, and then whichever healer we're able to get later on, we'll be happy with. And it tends to be Io or Genos for one team or the other, and maybe these teams are just confident in what they're building around one support or the other. But Io Genos fall down to later on picks, and Parallax Gaming, they're going to look at standard as far as tank, damage dealer, healer numbers, but aggression might be the name of the game with what they've drafted.
And I really like it. So the way I see Vivian in this is if you wanted to run triple frontline, then that Ruckus that Parallax Gaming banned would fit in perfectly right there. But because Ruckus is gone and you get the Genos, I think Vivian is the perfect slot in to have a similar style, similar good damage that comes through. Maybe nothing as crazy as a Hexafire, but those Sentinels are still really good for the sustain. Plus with Genos, she's good against flanks. Maeve's Pounce does go through shields, but Vivian is really solid at dealing with the damage that comes into her and kind of shrugging it off. If you're going for daggers, she's not really worried too much about that damage. And Pounce, as good of an ability as it is, isn't the end-all be-all when it comes to killing Vivian. So I think she's really happy. This is a good map for Zen, plus with Genos being able to boost everybody and synergizing incredibly well with the entire lineup from Parallax. I don't think they have a lot of weak points for Carnage to come in and break them apart. Those weak points are picked apart by Maeve if she can get something for the tanks and or to the Zen, and by this Tyra and the Io being able to combine for an insane amount of point control between the Fire as well as Luna.
And I'm glad you brought up the Tyra, because in a weird way, I think that's kind of the curveball here towards the end of the draft. A million ways that Carnage Gaming could have gone here. I'm looking. There's still a Cassie potentially available, but Carnage Gaming, I think for all of the reasons you just listed, maybe and then some more, Gore, feel comfortable with this Tyra pick.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, again, so Tyra, when her fire spreads, you throw out the firebomb. Whatever talent she goes, it has RNG spread. But when you're in a narrow corridor, there's only one way to go, Dave, so you can control it a little bit more on Jag Falls, and that'll be helpful for Carnage here.
Carnage Gaming, one game in hand over Parallax. It's the rematch. It's the finals. Fawn and Krez, it's all yours.
Great job on the desk as always, you two. Fawn the Legend and Kresnik right here, bringing you guys the very first match of what is the final set of the Brazilian bracket. Earlier, you might have the conversation of Parallax, oh, this is a free 3-0. It might be close even though it's first and second seed, but come on, they're undefeated. Now, I feel like the conversation about these two teams is different, especially coming into this match.
Yeah, and I think normally you would say that Parallax would have the advantage, like you mentioned, and I might still think that looking at their composition, I do like how Carnage have kind of responded to it, though. I like how they see the double aggressive off-tank that Parallax have brought to the table. So they just bring a bunch of DPS that have a ton of DR. They have Tyra who can stack that up with the Mercy Kill, maybe. They have Maeve, who has a lot at base, and of course Io, who can anybody that necessarily needs it, but they're all back on top of each other. It's going to be a very deathball style competition. It's pushing already.
Already the first kill available to Carnage Gaming is going to be in the form of Cool and Ares. The next one to be burnt on point is the Monster Rom, as he gets killed soon after that. 24% to 9% already. Things are becoming a bit more dire. The percentage is building, and with Luna on the point, it makes it even more dangerous than beforehand. 60% for Carnage Gaming, still climbing, and Rom wants to be the first one to see if he can sort of force this engagement on the objective, get the overtime touch needed.
Yeah, they're going to try and fight it. They're going to have touch again, but they're going to wait for it. And back away.
It seems like for right now, Dintic already finds himself with a double kill. Rachel manages to get one, but Dintic pulls out the triple. The Rom is on point without Tyra. You can't burn the monster down, but Scooter tries to make himself more relevant, pushes himself in, and manages to at least get mid-tower. But Dintic, with the delayed quadra kill, might make it a little bit more relevant for Parallax Gaming. They're down a point in the set because of the lead that Carnage Gaming were already able to make. With 66% already available to him, might make it a little bit more dangerous for Carnage Gaming. And it seems like for right now, while everything ends up getting fixed for the moment time being, it seems like there's already 2 kills in the form of Tyra. That's a double kill. Io manages to at least get 1. That's a good amount of last hits available to him, as they've managed to just make the point captured. Very first point for Carnage Gaming. Not too good of a look for Parallax. It seemed like they were able to make things work for them every now and again, but with a kill on Outlander, Carnage might be in a little bit more trouble. Parallax, might be in a little bit more trouble than they were hoping.
I mean, this is a moment here where, if you're Parallax, you really have to start sweating. I mean, you lost to this team earlier. You are in danger of things going wrong for you. And this payload's moving really fast. It's 2 more kills now for them, Fawn. And they don't really have the ults right now to defend themselves. They're slowly charging them up, but it's going all Carnage all day.
3 kills already available to Carnage Gaming. Rolling cart right on through. Parallax, they might be coming off of a bad mental state. They lost to Carnage earlier. They're down a point now. The game's last set were a little bit closer, even though it was a 3-0. So it makes it a little bit more dangerous. Hook goes out, drags him right on in. Deflector shield, burnt. Void grip goes out. Man, just live with Makoa for a little bit longer. Ares did manage to find the kill onto Midtown, but they trade things out 1-for-1. Commander's grab, they're chasing him, ring around the rosy, the good old Scooby-Doo treatment. As Genos is trying to find a way to escape, Outlander manages to live for long enough, but not too long. Still going to get brought down. The assert dominance was what was forced here. Overpower goes out. Rom tossed right off the side. Shoulder bash on the way in, trying to force things into the back line. Try and make it even. 2-for-2 trade so far as Spexy finds himself with a nice double kill. They're still holding on to the objective as much as they can. Shots go out from Cool and from Crimson. They're trying to burn down targets one after the next. So that's a 2-0 for Carnage Gaming to start things off on Jag.
As much as they can. The phrase you use there, as much as they can. Parallax hold on as much as they can, and it's not a whole lot. They do not have anything really to fight back. I mean, Kronz is 0-5. He just had one of the best performances on frontline that we got to see, and he is 0-5 here now. Uses the assert dominance. Spexy as well uses that spite, and yet they don't have too much to show for it. They're still down 0-2. Now, benefits. They have the comeback mechanic in their favor. Against a team like Carnage, this is something you have to use. If Outlander can hit a sick ult, then that's the greatest way to start this off. But Cool is 9-1-4. You know where your target is. Right now, that Tyra, I kind of, on the desk, looked over it. I didn't think it was going to be this insane. But she's the problem. Someone has to deal with her, and once they're gone, I think Carnage Gaming will have to fall back, and that gives a good opportunity for Parallax to jump forward.
Jumps over the wall for just a little bit longer. Rom wants to try and see if he can force an engagement on the maid, but he already ate so much damage on the way in. Pulls in, Dentic gets the kill, and it's committed now. 21% on the objective for Carnage Gaming. They're waiting and buying time for Luna to come back, so they may not be able to be as aggressive as they might like to. Io will take the new spot on the objective as they're trying to force things into the Makoa on the left-hand side here. Secret is where they're fighting. Things are getting a little bit more dire. The percentage is still gaining on the side of Carnage Gaming. One of them goes down. Kronz is killed. And meanwhile, Vivian's the one trying to see if they can put any damage on the board. They do manage to find some. The touch is there. Overtime was started thanks to the Rom on the right-hand side, though. Vivian wants to keep moving in, seeing if they can bring down Ares, and they do. Midtown still alive for a little bit longer, spited in the back line. So that's going to be another member gone on the side. Carnage Gaming, beautiful battle shout to block out the Cataclysm. Doesn't want to get stunned, but they managed to take out another one. Outlander with a double kill. Last hits for the support mean that they will now put the shoe on the other foot and get the zone.
And you gotta look at that 99% for Carnage here. They've got to be gone. That's a great ult to get someone off of this point. Quite literally, be gone. Get out of here and let us move back in. Along with the crossfire, this is a dangerous game for Parallax still, but that 74% is nice.
They already managed to make things work out for them, I should say. Cool has managed to get some kills available. Mitao is going to be the first one that goes down. Hook goes out, stops Dentic and rolls right on through him. Gives himself a little bit of extra burst. Wasn't quite able to build it up thanks to the shell shield will be gone. Pushes one of them off of the objective here. Outlander trying to run away. Spexy is on cart. Same thing for Kronz. They're trying to stop them from capturing it, but Carnage already make this a 3-0 against Parallax Gaming. Not the type of look that you would expect to see from the #1 seeded team.
I can't remember the last time Parallax has been down this much. I mean, the fact that they lost a set earlier is still kind of just boggling me to the fact that I don't know if I believe what I'm seeing with my eyes here, Fawn. They already have that one-game advantage on the side of Carnage, and Overpower available for him as well. It's not guaranteed done here just yet, but Jag Falls is one where momentum rides true. If Rachao gets a good kill onto a frontline here, whether he uses his Overpower or not, that is a great way to keep things going. What a beautiful hook to keep the kills going in their favor.
Overpower, next thing to be used here. Dentic does manage to find the kill on the Cool. The next one left is Ares. Not Ares, excuse me, it's Spexy. Ares is the one that secured the kill here. Outlander gets hooked right on in and pulled to the objective. Makes it easier for them to get the kill on him. Kronz dismounted. Cart still rolling forward. Kronz has to find some way to stall. Assert dominance is the best way that he can do that. Manages to pop the ultimate. Ancient Rage is available to him. They're trying to move in as best as they can. Vivian trying to fire shots into the opposition as Midtown is going to be brought down. Cool. Next one in line. Dentic, the other one that follows suit. The kills are starting to checkerboard, but mostly it goes towards the favor of Carnage Gaming. Commander's grab goes out. Outlander can't stall, and Carnage Gaming make this a 4-0 against Parallax.
This has been a team that has worked so hard for this moment in both sides, but Parallax right now, backs against the wall. They were down 2-0 earlier, and they pushed us to 5. That's what I want to see out of them now. I know they can rally up behind themselves. I know they can push forward, but you can feel it in the air, the electricity that is the hunger of Carnage right now. They're just one game away, Fawn, from being able to get themselves a championship here in Brazil, and I don't know if there's a lot in the world that can stop them. Parallax are going to have to figure that out soon.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what they'll have to do either. They are down 2-0. They could be on set point. They could lose the World Championship, but let's give it back to the desk to break down the game.
Well, we're happy to be back here in the middle of the Paladins World Championship. Thank you, Fawn and Gore. Also, Kresnik, we'll see if we can get you back in here for bringing us the call. Right now, though, Dolson, don't Carnage seem unstoppable, right?
Yeah.
They're on the warpath. And Parallax already fell to them once, and now here they are on the precipice of falling to them again. What do they need to change if they want to stop this Carnage team?
Look, man, I mean, there's just something in the air right now with this Carnage squad. I think... I'm thinking Parallax are brilliant. They're mega brains for taking us to Jaguar Falls in game number 1, and literally nothing seemed to be working here. I mean, at any facet of the game, I think you could look at anyone on Carnage Gaming, and this is normally what we say about this. Disgusting hook, by the way, there from Scooter. We normally say this about Parallax, where, like, you can look at one of anyone on Parallax, and they are probably helping out in every facet of the game. Carnage Gaming put together a complete performance this time around. Scooter wins my MVP right now. For game 1, I should say. You know, the 5-3-20 on the Makoa. Obviously 12-3-12. Very attractive KDA. 11-4-13, of course, is there. I think the front line of Carnage Gaming had a standout performance. 8-3-18 for Rashao as well. So much of the setup rolls through those guys, and then the follow-up absolutely needs to be there from Carnage Gaming. This is a full team win. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think Parallax's draft was necessarily bad. We're just seeing such value out of this Makoa recently. The Khan with the overpower and the lockdown there as well. I think this is just kind of a team outplay. I think Carnage Gaming have this momentum. And Finch, we're one game in, and thanks to beating Parallax earlier, Carnage Gaming only need one more.
Only need one more win to join the likes of Snappin', right, from these other regions to make it up there and be that first-place team here in Brazil. And it's been all Parallax, hasn't it? They had not lost a set so far. Obviously, they stumbled earlier, and now here they are on the precipice of having to accept a silver medal. Fish Market could potentially be their final battleground if they were to lose this next map. And so we know Fish Market, this big wide open mid with a bit of a difficult push where you're pushing uphill for a bit, then you get the downhill push there towards the tail end. This could be the map that Parallax needs to finally get their feet dug in.
Yeah, absolutely could be. And this is a map maybe unlike no other. I'm sure there are others, but where picks and bans, right? What a statement there for me. I'm really firing on all cylinders right now. But that comes to mind. Fish Market, I think, so heavily dictated by picks and bans is really the point I'm trying to make here. It just took me a minute to really get around to it. You can get out drafted very heavily on Fish Market, so I start to look towards the snipers, the Strix. Not really so much Kinessa here as of late. Io, very important on this map. If there's just a distinct long-range advantage, the ability to lock down big damage numbers and not put yourself in harm's way, not only important on the mid, important on the push, those are the sorts of things where you can really find yourself falling behind. So if you're going to give a Strix away or you're going to let the other team pick it, you need to have an answer to it. So the Fish Market, more so than others, I think, has that potential to kind of get out of control in the pick ban phase.
Well, so far the bans are Eevee and Rom. Parallax banning away the Rom after it didn't exactly pan out for them back on, I guess we got to call it map 2, right, with the one map advantage there for Carnage. So here we are going into Fish Market map 3. And just as you mentioned, the Strix has already been taken away. Carnage clearly don't want to have to deal with all that long-range damage here on a map where, especially in the mid, a Strix can find a spot and post up sometimes, man. It can be hard to get to them. So that's why I think the flankers are going to be important too, or whoever it is that you have as your job to push out and try and deal with that.
In the long-range category, you can fall behind. In the mobility category on Fish Market, you can really fall behind. So Maeve, I think, comes at a premium here in this game. Wouldn't
No
be
Torvald
surprised
ban.
to see one of these two teams reach for the Maeve early. That's a good point there, Finch. Torvald often gets banned out. It would be an interesting pick here for this map. We do see him on this map, so it wouldn't necessarily blow me away. But we've seen this Torvald composition attempted, and it's fallen short. I think Carnage won on it on Ascension Peak in the previous set that these two guys played, but it was like they sort of limped through the finish line in their 0.7 mid-fight. I mean, it just hadn't really been clicking for some of these teams here in this region. Not at all surprised to see Maeve in this set more so than others. When you have people on both teams that can play Maeve at that highest level, it just makes too much sense. So I like the way Carnage has started here.
Yeah, especially on a map like this, it can already feel like I can't see all the direction you're coming from. Now you factor in a midnight, and I actually can't, right? So difficult to try and deal with this Maeve on the other side. But now you've got Genos, this great pocket pick, the Luminary buff. We'll see what it's boosting up a little bit later on, but always strong to have on your side. Plus this Immortal. Sometimes you just need a little bit more time on a map like Fish Market, and Immortal can buy that for you, absolutely. But now the Ashe and the Maeve on the other side, two very potent top 2 picks here for Carnage Gaming.
And I like the point you make there about the Immortal, because really on Fish Market, it's very difficult to fight around this point as a tank, because it's just kind of a bowl and there's just damage pouring into it at any given time.
Yeah.
So you really got to pick and choose your moments. And you never necessarily want to use an Immortal just to stay alive on the point, but a little extra survivability from the Fernando if need be. Genos, sort of a different look here for Parallax Gaming, where we've seen these healers fall down the draft board a little bit. More priority put on damage dealers and frontliners, but saving maybe for some counter picks later on is what Parallax is doing here. I'm a little concerned about Carnage's lockdown right now as far as their frontliners go. You look at Ashe and the ability to control space with that assert dominance. Khan on the overpower is effectively a free kill, and you're not only getting that for yourself, you're taking away a big counter to the Ashe. I think Carnage Gaming have set themselves up well through their first 3 picks.
They really have. And so far, Dave, you're proving to be correct, about your understandings of Torvald's value here, at least in this set.
Right.
I doubt at this point that we'll be seeing it over here for Carnage. Yeah, they're going to go with Corvus Vivian. Really not room to put Torvald in there. We need another damage dealer and a healer. And then over here for Parallax, I don't know that it's really an option for them either, as they pull in this Zen. They've been wanting this triple DPS, so no Torvald here in this one. Instead, it is mobility. Buck and Zen will be flying around this map. Is that going to be enough, though, for them to overpower the brick wall that is Khan and Ashe up front?
Yeah, there's so much mobility in the top 3 picks that's Carnage Gaming, so they'll be able to play around what Parallax are doing. Slight concern around this Vivian, totally dependent on where she plays. If she's following around the Ashe, following around the Khan, as she probably should, she'll be much more safe. But if she's even left alone in the backline for a moment, expect Leon to do big burst damage and then a Buck or a Zin to be somewhere in range to take her down. I think Carnage Gaming, very positional based and very how they're going to play around these frontliners that can control that space. Can't leave this Vivian on her own or else she's going to have a tough time.
Can our top team, undefeated in the regular season, really fall here on Fish Market? The answer gonna come to us here from Gore and Fawn.
Thank you guys so much. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Now I'm messing up. Dave, you gave it to me now. You messed up. You said a few things weird on the desk. Now I'm the one flubbing up my words. Come on, man. It's whatever, man. It's the finals. I'm excited to see this next match that Carnage have proposed to us. It's already 2-0 as everything is sort of going down right now. I mean, I wasn't expecting Parallax to be twice behind. I thought at least they would have tied it up, if anything.
I mean, yeah, it's insane to think about them now. One map, Fawn, literally one map away from getting eliminated here in the tournament. And for Carnage to be able to find themselves a championship. This is a big one, though. I love Parallax Gaming Draft. This is a map, Fish Market, for triple DPS through and through. The Leon, the Buck, the Zen, all of them fit really well here with the Genos. And then I look at the other side. Khan, Ashe, the 2 best tanks I think there are on this map. A lot of work cut out for them, but Parallax, it's do or die.
They already want to be more aggressive. Scooter makes his way out into the back line. Zen was going to be just a little bit more passive. Wait in the back, see if he could toss out some more of his swings, if anything. But on the retreat, Kronz gets hit directly into the back. Projection gets brought out and used. Corvus manages to heal some people up. Meanwhile, Rachao is playing very forward here, zoning people out where he can. Notices that the Corvus needs help and tries to back up. Sees if he can make this work for him. Shoulder bash all the way in. Manages to dismount Fernando as well. It's going pretty good for Carnage so far. Not really much I can say about this except for the fact that they are holding on pretty efficiently as Genos has to find some sort of way out. They're still being stalled on the retake here.
I mean, like wolves herding sheep right now. Parallax just have no way into the point, and Ares is going to be able to go around on one of his best champions and find himself a kill there. This is looking good for Carnage.
It is, and a double kill already for Cools. They just now made it back, but Vivian, she's the one chilling up top right now. Buck has to do something to stop her, but he ate so much damage on the way in. The next one being forced down is the Krons. Fernando killed, Buck gone, overtime done, and that's the first point on Fish Market for Carnage Game.
I'm having trouble, Fawn. Again, I just can't believe what I am seeing with my eyes here. I didn't believe it earlier either, but it's happened once. Carnage are looking like a team that might just be able to do it even faster the second time around. Parallax need a little bit of a warm-up squad. Again, this is a map. It's not over just yet. You can take a little bit of a breather. You lose the first mid, it's not the end of the world. A defense on this portion, it is not too difficult. You got a nice long line of sight. Although you do have to stay alive, and with Dintik going down, that might cause a little bit of troubles for him. An overpower coming up. Guaranteed conversion if you want to use that, or guaranteed kill at the beginning of the next round. Assert dominance available as well. With the ults coming in for Carnage and still plenty of time to charge them, I don't even know if they need to use them. This payload's moving so just seamlessly.
Shots are being fired into the Zen. It does force him out a little bit. You know, Mental posts up around the corner. So if you can find any sort of good shots onto the back line or anyone in particular, the Immortal gets used and trying to keep everybody alive. However, that doesn't mean that Carnage aren't ready to battle. They're throwing out the daggers. They manage to get the kill on Buck. Who will be the next one? Ares sees his next target. Fernando tries to move in, but the shield is broken. He goes down.
Wow.
And the next one that might follow suit is Espexi. That's 4 members down on Parallax Gaming side. This is a 2-0 so far against a seemingly undefeated team. That's the storyline of today. Parallax are struggling.
Espexi, Dintik, Mitau, players that countless times throughout this season have been easy. I mean, you could make montages, countless montages, endless montages on what these guys have done out of highlights from all of their sets in Phase 2, and all of them are at a negative slash line right now. 1 and 3 there for Dintik, 1 and 3 there for Mitau. Espexi a little bit better. Only 2 deaths to his name and the 1 kill, but they haven't been able to be that consistent. You're killing Ares. He's the one at the most danger. He's going to be in there and easy to take care of. And with all of the ults available, the Sentinels still popped there for cool. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room for Parallax. They're still trying to charge up what they have left or haven't charged up, and the ults they used are nowhere near here. They have no Immortal and no ult for this Leon. It's going to be an uphill battle.
Oh, they landed so many headshots on the way down to that Leon. Now they're in big trouble. Ares in the back line. They're pincering them. Where are you going to run to? You can't escape from the carnage, if anything. Cool with the triple kill. The next one on the list is going to be the Fernando. Full-on team wipe already present for Carnage Gaming. They make this not only a 2-0, but they're looking good. They're trying to get their 3rd point.
I mean, look at this, just setting up life as a turret, doesn't need to go anywhere. A triple kill, 13 streak for cool. It's easy right now, and 64% already on charging back those Sentinels. Gonna have it up plenty of time. There's an opportunity for a touch from Parallax, but this is looking like a really difficult shell to break into.
It seems like Scooter gets lifted up, but they already got their 3rd point. He's 1v2ing right now. Khan has to find some sort of way out. He doesn't quite make it, but neither do 2 teammates make that 3 on the side of Parallax Gaming.
0.
This might just be it, Gord. They are still filtering in kills. It feels like the snowball hasn't stopped rolling down the hill. It keeps building and building, and they keep getting picked off. I'm not sure what Parallax can do here. They seem so behind.
All right, Parallax, look, pep talk time. All of the finals have been 2 games. All of the finals have gone by fast. Dig your heels in now. Fight back. You have a 15 undefeated streak during the regular season. You got 16 sets in a row where you were able to win before Carnage Gaming took you down. We know what kind of team you are. This is the opportunity to turn it. But Ares says no, Fawn. He wants to keep going.
And Ash forced them all the way back to spawn. Ares wants a piece in the back line, gets the shot, but Ash is ready for the smoke. He's always ready for the fight. Moves in, manages to use the assert dominance through time and space, goes wide. 1 kill is followed through. A Tropic Breach on the objective. Who else will be the next one to fall on the side of Parallax Gaming side? There's one that's down. No more members remaining. Only 2 are going to be in instead. Another one falls soon after that, and Carnage Gaming take the World Championship from Parallax, the undefeated team in Brazil, easily clapped by Carnage Gaming.
I mean, like a checklist, dude. Systematic. They came in. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew the map they were going to, and they took them down. Parallax, 16 sets in a row without dropping a single one of them. They have beat Carnage Gaming countless times until today. Twice now in a row for Carnage Gaming, and the last time they're brushing dust off their shoulder like it's nothing. That felt great from Carnage to see the play they were able to bring. They came out to win. They were hungry, and they got what they wanted.
Yes, they did. Carnage Gaming, congratulations to you. Not an easy feat to make. Let's send it right back to the desk to close out the final set of the day.
Well, when these teams made it to the finals, they were done playing around. Carnage run right over Parallax despite their strong regular season. They didn't care about it at all and got what appeared to be an easy win, though we know they worked hard for it. I still have with me here on the desk Dolson. I mean, we got to talk a little bit about how they made it to this point, right? Because Ares was popping off, the whole squad was.
Yep.
Parallax seemed like a non-factor to him.
Look, I think I love the way you bring up Ares here, because I know this means a lot to Ares especially. I mean, faced a lot of scrutiny in the PPL last year. I mean, he had some on days, had some off days. This entire day, Ares was on. Big reason his team had a big win here over Parallax Gaming. I think both damage dealers for Carnage really stepped up. And when you consider who you're fighting against on Parallax, Mitau and a Spexy, those are potential like region MVP candidates in the damage category when you're looking at it. So it was a tall task, absolutely, for Carnage Gaming. They're your second seed, but they dropped 4 sets to Parallax's 0 in the regular season. So this is, make no mistake about it, an entire team effort from Carnage Gaming, but I know for Ares it definitely means a little bit extra to him. But you got to be happy, right? I mean, look, it's a very fast set, but I think always seeing the underdog step up. I don't know if you consider him an underdog after their set win earlier on, but to finish it off like this, I mean, that's decimation through and through. Ares had 3 deaths to everyone else's 1. Parallax never got anything going. The momentum was just too strong for Carnage.
And to talk about what Rachau and Scooter did, Rachau showing his versatility today with the different champs he was able to play. Scooter on the Makoa or the Calm, whatever it was, my man was lighting it up. This is such a team win from these Carnage Gaming guys. Sometimes you come to the end of one of these tournaments and you're like, man, they just got hot at the right time. Did the best team win? Carnage beat them on even ground at the best of 5, and then with the 1-game advantage, it wasn't close, man. There's no doubt in my mind that Carnage are the team that deserved to stand up there above everybody else. They absolutely earned it.
And the way they turned around their mid-fight as well. The first time Carnage and Parallax played, I was thinking, man, Carnage they're going to defend. They'll turn around to mid-fight in 0.7. This was a 3-0 built on mid-fight wins from Carnage Gaming. They figured out whatever was going wrong kind of halfway through the first time they played Parallax, drove it home at the end of that set, and then continued to build on it here. So the ability to make adjustments, obviously good for them as well.
Impressive path that Carnage took to victory. 3-0ing in control, finding the 3-2 win over them in the semifinals, never dropping down to the loser bracket, never losing to anyone. No dirt on the jersey, to use a football analogy. Carnage comfortably make it to the finals with that 1 map advantage and then win it handily. You take a look back at the entire battle that they had to take through here, all the way back to the beginning when Parallax won against Ignite and Carnage beat In Control. A difficult journey that Carnage had to take, but now they do stand head and shoulders above the rest as your number 1 team. And you remember, Parallax were looking clean against everyone else, right? They were 6-0 against the rest of the field. It's just that when they met Carnage, they ended up having some struggle. So now they're able to stand up there at the top. Not maybe completely alone, because remember, we saw some other teams manage to come out and find the win here. Snapping a bit of a surprise over there in North America, so it's a bit of an upset in Europe as well. An impressive run here, to say the least.
Absolutely. And look, I mean, the way things ended up taking form for the way we had to structure all this, awesome to be able to see these teams show up and compete in the way they did. You know, we had upsets abound. The way that some of these regions were during the regular season, it seemed like there was just a far and away winner, and you know, all the other games were just kind of building up to the guy who's just eventually going to win at the end of the day, regardless of how the early on matches went, and it was anything but. I think this weekend, for all of the regions, North America, EU, Brazil, showed that if you show up at the right time and you're playing your best Paladins, you can win the World Championship.
Well, we appreciate all of you for being here so much, and the love that you've been showing to all of these players. Thank you for being so welcoming to me, coming into this community in the middle of it as well. We really appreciate it. That is a bow on the 2020 Paladin season, and wouldn't have wanted to spend it with anybody else. Thank you as well, Dave, and we will see you all next time.
Looks like you're changing and all. Well, why didn't you call? Something in the air, always something in the air. Inexplicable, I can feel it in the air. Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Do you miss me at all? Do you think about the things we used to do? No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you call? So many years has gone by, but I think about you all